The Los Angeles Lakers have contacted the NBA league office requesting more free throws for LeBron James. They've sent along tape to prove the officials are hosing LeBron. Last year, LeBron averaged 5.9 free throw attempts per game. So far this year, he's averaging 5.7 attempts. This has the Lakers livid. Wilbon, do you think the Lakers have a case?
This is garbage. Okay? It's garbage. LeBron James is one of the, at worst, the 5 greatest players of all time. And right now, at 132 years old, he's one of the 6 or 7 best players in the league now. So what are they doing? LeBron James doesn't need somebody with a cup standing on the corner begging for him. This ought to be embarrassing. Here's how you do this. You do it the old-fashioned way. You're on the floor with referees. You're on the floor with them. You talk to them. You work them. You work the referee. LeBron James is as smart and as circumspect and as charming as any damn body who's ever played. So go out there and do your thing with the officials on the floor. You and your coaches and your teammates if you need to. But to beg the league for more free throws should be beneath the Los Angeles Lakers. It's garbage.
Yeah. I think LeBron has actually tried to work the referees, and it hasn't worked at this point.
Please.
Look, Mike, I'm sure that every single game, there are 1 or 2 times when LeBron James goes to the basket and he gets fouled and they don't call it. And I'm sure that's true with 100 other players in the league. The Lakers are now, and let's get the numbers straight, the Lakers are now complaining that LeBron James is getting, after 7 games, is getting 0.2 fewer free throw attempts.
Stop it.
Not 1, not half.
You ought to be embarrassed.
0.2, right? And they are complaining about this. I want to check my notes because I wrote things down that I thought were pretty funny. By the way, after 7 games, 0.2 is statistically irrelevant. Many big-time players in the league are down this year so far, this brief season so far. The 4 guys who had the highest amount of free throw attempts last year are down. I'm going to read them here. Giannis is down 2.6, not 0.2. Embiid down 2. Gilgeous-Alexander down 5.7. Doncic down 2.5. And the Lakers are whining about 0.2, which is pathetic. You don't call mommy about 0.2. You
begging. Stop it. They ought to be in. You know, I say there's no shame all the time. There's no shame. The Lakers begging for LeBron. LeBron James is one of the best players now. And don't tell me he can't work this out on the court and get in the head of some of the officials.
Have your coach go out there the way Pat Riley and Phil Jackson went out there when Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan didn't get shots. Have your coach Darvin Ham go out there. Let's take a break. 14 games are on the NBA schedule tonight, including a couple of high-profile ones.
All night.
Which makes it a perfect time to bring in our great friend, ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins. Let's start with this. Okay, in the East tonight, the Celtics are at the Sixers. A lot of changes on both teams in the offseason. Which team to you looks more improved over last season?
Look, I know the Celtic fans are going to want to revoke my card, but I don't give a damn. I'm a champion now. I'm going with the 76ers, and I'm standing on business today. One, they got James Harden out of the way of Tyrese Maxey. Now we're able to see the best version of him, and we have seen what him and Joel Embiid could do together in the 2-man game. 2, we're about to see the best version of Tobias Harris under Nick Nurse. Number 3, I love the move that Daryl Morey made for us getting back those pieces like a Nicholas Batum and a Covington. Because if those guys don't work out, guess what? Philly is still eye candy, and you could be patient. And by the trade deadline in February, maybe you could make a move for a Pascal Siakam and bring him in. But again, I love the direction that Philly is going, and I believe that they won for us if I had to pick between them and Boston.
Glad to hear Perk preaching on Tyrese Maxey. Let's go out west for a second. The Warriors are 5-1 on the road after being dreadful, 11-30 last year. They're in Denver to face the Nuggets tonight. Perk, I think I've heard you say this in recent days. You think it's important for the Western contenders to win in Denver, do you not?
I do. I think it's important for the Western contenders to get home court throughout the playoffs. Because if the Denver Nuggets get home court advantage again, they're going back to the NBA Finals. They were 10-1 last season, right? In the postseason, they had the second best home record. And so people thought I was crazy when everybody was criticizing Anthony Davis after game one for his second half performance. And I came out and I said that altitude is a real thing. Oh, Perk, you making excuses. And then all of a sudden, about 2 or 3 games ago, I was watching the Nuggets play, and I heard Michael Porter Jr. say in the interview, we want to get out and run, and we want to use the altitude to our advantage. And I say, well, damn, here we are.
Let's go to a place where there's no altitude, the special place in Tony's heart, Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, where Victor Wembanyama makes his debut tonight, and he's talking about how he's heard it's the greatest gym in the world, but he thought it was a little small. Interesting observation. Perk, do you remember your first time walking into the Garden, what you thought of it and what you think of it now?
Well, I mean, it's everything you could imagine, right? Walking up that long hill or whatever you want to call it. I didn't take the elevator. People say, Perk, you got to walk up the hill. I walked up the hill, and you look at all the photos and pictures that are on the wall, right? The events that were held there. You see Jay-Z. You see Mike Tyson. You see everything, and then all of a sudden it hit you like, I'm in Madison Square Garden, right? And then all of a sudden the game start, and you see Spike Lee, and you see all the stars sitting courtside. Like, it's just a different vibe. And until Wemby actually get to the actual game, not shoot around, then ask him that post game, and I guarantee you his answer will be different.
I will get you out of here on this. The other night, I made a colossal mistake in my viewing habit. I watched Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole and the rest of the Wizards.
Loss, Tony.
Yeah, against Philadelphia, and they gave up. They don't play any defense at all, and they gave up about 75 points in the first half. And I thought this could be one of the worst teams, certainly this year, but maybe ever. They just look terrible. They don't play any defense at all. When you watch the Wizards, what do you see?
Well, I don't watch them because it's an embarrassment to the league, okay? First of all, they started their season off with a fashion show. That showed me that they wasn't locked in and focused. Secondly, anytime my kids try to watch them, I make them go to bed because I don't want them picking up bad habits, right? They got to figure things out in Washington. I do not watch the Washington Wizards, and I don't encourage no young fella out there that's trying to learn the game of basketball and play the right way to watch the Washington Wizards.
Take that, Tony.
They don't play any defense. They just don't. Thank you, Kendrick.
Perk,
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.